Hey everybody, welcome back to Kratom Kingdom. This is Chris Irving, and I am in a pretty good mood today because my homeboy CW, one of my oldest and best subscribers, has sent me a gift of Kratom, and it should be in the mail today, from what I understand. I keep getting text messages from FedEx saying that I have a package arriving today, and that's the only thing it could possibly be. So expect a more upbeat Chris today because I got told some really bad news yesterday, which brings me to the title of this video: Kratom and mental health. Can Kratom help mental health? Okay, first off, disclaimer: I'm not a doctor, never claimed to be a doctor, not a shaman, I'm not a scientist like Hamilton Morris. I am, however, a Kratom user of 15 years and have taken it under all sorts of circumstances, bad and good. And I've reported on the bad and the good. For me, Kratom quashes my anxiety. Not totally, I mean, it's still there, but it makes it so I can tolerate it. I mean, I'm up this morning doing my thing, taking my shower, shaving my head, shaving my face, getting dressed. There were days when I didn't have kratom or my anxiety. My psychiatrist yesterday informed me that no more anxiety medication for you, Chris. That anxiety medication doesn't cure anxiety. So the ultimate goal is to get you off of it. Well, what was the goal of putting me on it in the first place? To get me through a hard time. Well, if I have been through any hard times, it is right now. My family, my blood, the people, my sister, the one I beat up her boyfriends because they mistreated her. The girl I let into every single club that we were playing in, her and her dorky friends for free because that's my blood and I love my blood and I would do anything for them. The blood that if I had a guest room in my house, even though my wife was evil and hated my family, I would still let her sleep in my bed, in my guest room bed. And she wishes me dead because I'm a burden. She doesn't want to have to deal with me anymore. She just wants me gone. She wants my mom gone, and my mom is close. She's usually, when a husband dies of 50 years of marriage, the wife is not far behind. Well, he died a year ago, and she's not all there anymore. And in her not all there anymore, she didn't take care of me after her death, which I'm 50. I should have been able to take care of myself, but I got sick. I have a damn good excuse. I have a hole in my brain. I'll show you a picture of it right now. And that hole has caused me major psychiatric problems, psychological problems, physical problems, mental problems, cognitive problems. It's ruined my life. It's made me the most hated person in Knoxville, Tennessee. Um, and anyway, I'm working with social services, and she told me that she's going to fill out the first application today on government housing. If I get it, it will be a miracle because then I can be out and away from my sister and her kids. Her kids who physically beat me up. I mean, I'm an elderly person now, I guess you would call me, and have one leg that I stand on, my right leg that I stand on, shoved me from behind, threw me on a table, and laughed while him and his father stood down on me, screaming how they were going to kill me and that I'm a piece of shit and that I'm nothing and get out of there. I was trying to get out of their house, but they wouldn't let me. They just wanted to humiliate me and beat me up some more. And after I left, they told my mom, "You have a choice: your grandchildren and us, or Chris." My mom weak, didn't know what to do, heading into dementia, horribly depressed. Should never have had to make that decision, but she had to. And so she said, Chris will get on a list for public housing to get his own place because my sister said, when you're dead and the house belongs to my kids, Chris will be living in his car in the streets. I don't care. I don't want anything to do with him. He made his bed, now he's gonna lie in it. And then she made this, I don't know what they're called anymore, but this metaphor. We're born with one appendix. And if that appendix gets sick, you cut it out and throw it away. I guess I'm an appendix because it's sick and they want to cut it out and throw it away. Never mind that I won't make it 10 minutes on the streets of Knoxville. I have a hard time in a house, I make barely enough to survive. And I try to help my mom. My mom, she can't afford to live here for the rest of her life without my money, to buy her food, to help her bring her coffee, to take out her dog. She can't. She's not there. And my grant and my nephew, who is supposed to be the one to move in and do all that stuff for her, is a lazy, autistic bum. He doesn't want to do it. He was raised entitled and given everything he wanted. I decided I'm not going to clean the bathroom anymore. He and I share a bathroom. My mom has her bathroom in her master bedroom. So she doesn't see the disgustingness, the feces all over because he refuses to clean it. It's not his job. It's his house. It's my job. But he doesn't talk to me anymore. And I pay money. He doesn't. This is my mom's house still. And I refuse to be anybody's slave unless it means me sleeping on the streets. So if they were to tell me, but nobody talks to me, clean the bathroom and you can stay a little while longer. And at least until your name comes up on the list for housing. But they didn't talk to me, so I refuse to clean the bathroom. I refuse to blow the leaves off the deck, and none of that stuff gets done. The bathroom is so disgusting now. I use my mom's bathroom because, I can't use a bathroom where there's feces all over the porcelain. It's just disgusting. And when the kid's home and I'm home, he stays in his room with the door shut, which is a blessing. He works 2 days a week and he's going to take over this house and pay the rent. No, his mommy's going to pay the rent for him, the mortgage for him, because he can't do it. He's never had to pay for anything in his life. And that's not what this video is about. When I drink Kratom, I I notice my anxiety level going down. I drink Kratom and I watch a lot of YouTube. That's my existence. I would love to have a friend to go to the mall with and look at Mac computers. But who the fuck wants to hang out with me? I mean, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't have any money, hardly, and I'm messed up, I'm bipolar, and so I'm alone. I don't have anything to offer the world. I'm useless. I mean, I might as well be dead, and no one would notice. No one would care. I mean, I am just taking up space, and I'm a sick appendix that needs to be cut out and thrown away and cremated, which is my destiny. And hopefully it'll be before my mom does, because she sees me in this homeless situation before she dies. It's going to make her death horrible. So I'm doing everything possible for my mom because she's been there for me through all my good times, all my bad times. She's unconditionally loved me, which is what family is supposed to do. I screwed up and I called my sister a fat ass, which is her Achilles heel. She got overweight because she has no thyroid and she's incredibly lazy and she didn't take care of it in time and she blew up. And so everyone in the family is supposed to walk around and tiptoe around the idea. But when she slammed the table and said, "I fucking hate you," I lost it. I snapped and I was like, "I fucking hate you too, you fat ass." And then her husband runs across the room to physically accost me, which no man should ever physically accost another man. And had I known that when I was in my 20s, I would have been a much better man. But I didn't. I was a hardcore punk rock mean guy. And I fought for justice. I fought for girls that were being raped. You know, I fought for the wimpy kid. I was a teacher, and I would see those kids in school that were like me, picked on, teased because they weren't wealthy enough to have the right clothes, the right haircut. And I became a punk rock skater. Those are the kids that accepted me. You know, the punk rock skater kids. And that turned into hardcore, and that turned into a group, something I belonged to, something for a greater good. We were politically correct. Somebody was making fun of a homosexual. Wasn't right. Wasn't PC, and I did something about it. You know, should I have? I I hate injustice. Hate it. Um, I'd see a 22-year-old guy at the club hitting on a 13-year-old girl that should never have been in that club, and then take her home. I would follow them home, bring the police with me, and ruin that guy's night. And then he would go back and tell all of his drunk skinhead friends, "Hey, this guy's the enemy. You know, he got me in trouble. Now I'm a sex offender on the registry. This is not cool, guys. Take him out." So, fortunately, because I was straight edge, I had tons, at least 40 or 50 guys around me all the time that thought the same way I did, who grew up the same way that I did. Back to Kratom. I'm so sorry. Back to Kratom. I discovered Kratom because I couldn't function. I was so depressed, so anxious. I couldn't drive my car. I was having seizures. So my neurologist put me on Klonopin, which is a benzodiazepine. And I could function. You know what I mean? It wasn't so bad, and I didn't need as much Kratom. But now they're taking me, my psychiatrist has taken it upon himself because seizures aren't his deal. That's somebody else's problem. But I signed a contract with this psychiatrist that says I will not get my medications from any other doctor. So if my neurologist decides seizures are dangerous and they could kill me if I'm driving, and he prescribes me 0.5 milligram of Klonopin, I can't take it because I signed a contract with this psychiatrist. And I don't know how that works. You know, I mean, I'm worried about my life. I'm worried about killing somebody driving in my car, which I don't drive anymore. I drive 10 minutes, 2 or 3 blocks at a time. If I had a friend, I would have the friend come and pick me up and take me out. I've never drunk and drive in my life because I don't want to kill somebody and I don't want to have a seizure and drive because I don't want to kill anybody. And it sounds like a painful way for me to die, and I'm not into pain. Um, so Kratom was an answer for me. It keeps me calm. It keeps my seizures under control. Makes me feel better. It gives me an analgesic effect, which takes away the pain, less anxiety. It helps me to think clear. It's an amazing leaf. It's I feel about Kratom the way the first people that drank and roasted coffee beans felt. You know, oh my god, I have all this energy. I can work all night long now. Hell yeah. You know, and that's what I felt with Kratom. I mean, it was like I could function. I could drink a cup of Kratom and then go to the grocery store and feel fine. Um, in a month, they're taking away my benzodiazepine, which means I am going to be 100% solely responsible for my anxiety without medication except for kratom. So kratom has one, I can 100% say without a doubt, as a 15-year user, I've been able to cut my antidepressant down in half, and I don't feel depressed. Do I look depressed right now? I mean, I cut it from, I'm supposed to take 60 times 120 milligrams a day, and I've cut it down to 40. And I don't go to sleep wishing I could slit my wrist or cut my throat. It's the thought's always there because I'm a burden on the rest of society, and I don't want to be. But with Kratom, I don't feel that strong desire, and I won't try it anymore. I really hope you guys can hear this video because my biggest problem is using inadequate gear to make YouTube videos. And if I can get into a house that I can afford, I can start saving money and getting better equipment, better microphones, better cameras, a green screen, better software to edit, more interesting and exciting videos. Maybe somebody to actually film me so I don't have to have a tripod and sit in this stable, stale situation. But it's people like Tamara and Sluggo and CW and PJ, and my memory is not all there. So there's more of you. There's lots and lots more of you. Um, I will say one of you insulted me because you're probably more right wing than I am. I'm in the center. I don't choose sides. I mean, I think both sides have their points, but I'm terrified that one side is going to take away my Social Security, which we might as well be a third world country at that point. I mean, without taking care of our poor, weak, and indigent, what kind of a country are we? I have a really, really good friend that lives in the Philippines, and she is 25 years old. She works from 9 a.m. until 6:30 a.m. the next morning, or from 9:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. the next morning, then goes to school from 8 until she has to go to work again. It's ridiculous, and she does this every month to survive. And she takes care of her indigent grandmother because her grandmother has, she's too old to work, and she took care of Leica her whole life. So Leica, it's her responsibility to take care of her grandma now. And even though I'm ghetto poor, I still try to take care of them, with a little bit here and there. I mean, it was her birthday, so I'm hopefully buying her a birthday cake in August. I just think, because my birthday came and went, and me and my mom didn't have any money for a birthday cake. But since I was 10 years old, my parents were so poor, I never really got a birthday and or Christmas. So I have been saving money up to July 3rd, my birthday, and purchasing one thing for about $100 that I want or need, and it was this chair this year. The one that doesn't squeak when I move because it bothered so many of you, and I'm so sorry about that. That's my bad. I was doing what poor people do. I bought what I could afford. It fell apart within a month, and now it's in my trash bin. Um, but anyway, you guys, that is the situation with mental health and kratom. Kratom does help with mental health and physical health because pain, you have to take a certain amount of kratom and you have to play around with that. You don't want to overdose on it because it will make you slowly breathe and until you stop breathing altogether. I mean, that's what opiates do. And because it binds to those receptors, it tricks your brain into thinking you're on an opiate. So it's going to do what opiates do. And there is a danger of that. So be careful. Don't overtake kratom. Um, but if you take just the right amount of it and the right strain, which is usually red, it's the best analgesic you're going to find, which is like taking an oxycodone or a hydrocodone at a really low dose. So it's not making you get euphoric. If you're when I first started taking it, it gave me euphoria like crazy because it wasn't in my system and my brain wasn't flooded with this serotonin. So when I first started taking it, it flooded my brain with serotonin, and it was like, whoa, this is amazing. This is a legal high, and I'm euphoric, and I'm running around my apartment naked, cleaning it, being happy, calling people, almost being manic from my bipolar disorder. And I've been chasing that high for 15 years. Haven't found it yet. So I've accepted the fact that I take just enough to make my body feel better, which right now my body doesn't hurt. And I've only had 2 cups this morning, which is about 7 grams. And I recommend starting with 2.5 grams, then moving to 5 grams. See how that does. If 5 grams does, and look at what are your goals? Is it pain relief? Is it depression relief? Is it anxiety relief? And keep a journal. Okay, 2.5 milligrams got rid of my pain, but I still feel anxious. So bump it up a bit, maybe half a gram. And then say, okay, well, my anxiety went down about 25 to 30%. I mean, you have to advocate for yourself and you have to be your own doctor because doctors don't know shit about shit. I mean, I'm just realizing now after having gone to them for so long, they have a book, and whenever they have a question, they go to the book, and the book doesn't deal with people; it deals with statistics and probabilities. So statistically, 1 milligram of Clonopin should get me okay. And then I should be able to get off of that 1 milligram without that big of a problem, which is probably true. And I'm not terrified of getting off of the benzodiazepine, but I am terrified of having seizures. So I am seeing a neurologist. I live in such a shitty town. We have one neurologist, and I can't see him until April 29th of next year of 2025. So I'm going through all this stress, trying to get an apartment, get my stuff moved from here to there without using my family. Because why would I want to use their help when they hate me? It's just not my percent. When I was healthy, I did everything on my own. And I hope you get something out of this video. I'm trying really hard to not violate YouTube's terms and conditions because the right is really trying hard to make kratom a a Schedule 2 narcotic, which is insane. I mean, it took years and years and years for cannabis to get off that, and they finally won. But for a lot of people, they had to use it illegally for years, which is going to force me to use it illegally for years if I have to. It might even make me use cannabis because I need to take care of my health. And I'm going to do it in the most holistic, healthy way possible. I don't want to take all these chemicals and molecules and things that screw up my brain. I mean, my brain is screwed up enough. Um, my next video, I might talk about Elon Musk's new venture, Neuralink, which to me is a miracle. So I'm going to let you guys think about what I talked about today and remember incrementally take your dosage and journal it. Don't take too much. Don't take too. If you take too little, then it's gonna do nothing. But when you very first start taking it, your first dosage of it, it's gonna affect you. And I do not believe in those little capsules. Who knows what the hell they're putting in them? I mean, you can't see a strain color. You can't. You're basing it on what their bag says, and you have no idea how much they actually put in those little capsules. It'll say on the bag, and I've taken so much of those hoping they would be a quick source of pain relief for me. And some people swear by them, but for me, all they did was make me nauseous and throw up. That's just my thing. So I enjoy sipping warm, hot kratom tea. It's got a lemony taste to it, and it keeps me occupied. And that's all I got to say to you is, and I hope you all have an amazing life. And thank you so much for the ones that have helped me. Thank you so much for the ones who have given me the kind comments and who know me by name. You know what I mean? It's amazing. And oh, this is it. I got 1,002 subscribers. I did it. I did it. Yay. Tamara, you reminded me I need a party. Well, I've got nothing. I've got no money. So I'm going to beg my mom for $20 for gas today, which would get me through until August, I think. That'll be my party. Now I need to work on watchable hours. How many hours people have watched my videos, and you have to have a certain amount before they can start to monetize you. And I'm nowhere. You need 3,000 hours of watch time, and because my videos are about 20 minutes each, and nobody really watches the entire thing all the way through, I don't think. I mean, I have a hard time doing it. So, and I have to make 3 videos a month consistently, otherwise I'm cut. So I'm taking my time doing what I can do. I'm not doing it for the money, obviously, because I'm not making any. I'm doing it because I love Kratom and I love you guys. All right, peace out and have a glorious day. Bye bye.